Georgia in red jerseys, silver breeches, red helmets takes the field. South Carolina does the same. They'll be coming out of the east end zone. White jerseys, white pants, black helmets. Georgia will be kicking off to start the ball game. Jared Zirkle will handle the kickoff duties. Xavier Leggett is the deep receiver. Zirkle, from Kerrville, Texas, attended the same high school as Johnny Manziel there in the Lone Star State. He'll boot it from left to right. He's been excellent at getting that ball into the end zone for the touchback. And we are underway right now as Zirkle knuckleballs this one. It'll drift to the left a little bit, bounce up short at the 6, and kick out of bounds on the left sideline. So South Carolina will get a little bit of a bonus start at the 35-yard line. Georgia football is brought to you in part by Dos Equis, a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose and enjoy Dos Equis responsibly.
Foot fading away from the throws. Nice pressure by Logue and Michael Williams, and this is where you love the Dogs. 3rd and long, and pin their ears back and come get it.
They lost a yard back to the 17. Quick throw out to the 21, caught by South Carolina. And Joyner breaking tackles. No, that's not Joyner, that's Wells. He weaves his way through the Georgia defense and into the end zone. We had him on the far side. He went at an angle to the left side of the field, diagonally running, getting around red shirts and right into the end zone for the first score of the game.
And Scott, here's what happened. We got caught in a blitz. We brought a blitz on 3rd and long. Both our backers blitz, and we leave nobody in the middle of the field. And South Carolina did a good job of blocking on the perimeter and then making a couple guys miss. And South Carolina goes down and gets 6 on the first drive.
17 yards on the touchdown play. First points the Dogs have given up in the opening quarter this season. Point after try by South Carolina is good. And the Gamecocks go 65 yards and take a 7-0 lead. 9:56 to go, first quarter. South Carolina 7, Georgia nothing. Timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Right-footed kicker Woodring, the freshman. Snap back. The hold is good. Kicks in the air, and it is good. Georgia's on the board with a 31-yard field goal to make it 7-3. With that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. New score, South Carolina 7, Georgia 3 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Not what you want, kicking field goals in this game.
That was the 6th tackle of the game for Sanders, 5 of them solo. This will be a 28-yard try between the hashes, kicking left for Woodring. And a wet ball. And a kick is no good. He missed another short one. Missed a 28-yarder last week. Missed a 28-yarder right there. Dogs miss an opportunity for points. Come away empty-handed with 3:27 to go in the second quarter. Still 7-3. South Carolina leads.
Yeah, definitely not what you wanted. Really good drive. Change the landscape at least. So you change the field position, but to come away with no points is disappointing.
Barbasol Shaving Cream is a proud sponsor of Georgia football. Choose Barbasol Shaving Cream for a thick lather and close, comfortable shave. Barbasol, the American original for over 100 years. Better buy Barbasol. South Carolina now has the ball up on their own 39-yard line.
Warren Brinson, the guilty party on this one. He actually does a great job of getting upfield. Actually beats the offensive lineman up the field and almost overruns the play. And that's what happens when he reaches back. He gets a piece of that face mask of South Carolina.
1st and 10 on the 39. Gamecocks with a play fake. Rattler looking for men downfield. Will launch it deep. He's got a man. Is that Leggett? I think it is at the 28-yard line. It is Xavier Leggett. He beats David Daniel Sisavon for a long gainer and a big catch into Georgia territory. They'll spot the ball down where? At the 26-yard line.
Catches the Dogs in man coverage and a deep over route by Leggett. And Spencer Rattler lays it out to him, and he goes up and gets it.
For 35 yards. 1st and 10, South Carolina. Rattler in trouble. Now runs to the 20, to the 15. Slides feet first at the 13-yard line. He's getting out of that pocket too easily. And Rattler inside the 15. They'll bring the ball back there because that's where he began the slide, even though he ended up at the 13. They put it down on the 15-yard line.
And this whole first half has been the quarterback, Spencer Rattler. He hasn't put the ball up for harm. He hasn't given Georgia anything to come down with, and he's made plays with his legs. Got to find a way to get Spencer Rattler on the ground or rattle him somehow.
In the backfield with Joyner, play fake. Rattler drops back from the 30, lobs it wide open at the 10, caught by Knox, the tight end. We tackle him around the legs from behind, inside the 5 at the 4.5 of the 3-yard line. And that saved a touchdown.
Yeah, he was lined up right at the tight end spot. It just slipped right through the Georgia's defense, coming from right to left. And a nice open field tackle by Mundy to get him on the ground, but another big explosive play for South Carolina.
18 yards, goal to go from the 2 now for South Carolina. They go in the wild dog with the carry on Joyner, snap it directly to him in the backfield. He runs straight ahead, he breaks the plane, 2-yard touchdown. South Carolina up 13-3 now here late in the half.
They bounced the carry on Joyner over, send Rattler in motion. It's just a quarterback lead. And something we've seen our dogs do all the time with the linemen, just push their guy in the end zone. And the carry on Joyner kept his legs going and gets into the zone. Missed field goal, hurts you bad. South Carolina comes back down and scores.
The Gamecocks have silenced this jam-packed sellout crowd here at Sanford Stadium with their second touchdown of the game with a minute to go in the second quarter. And we're awaiting the try of the extra point as they may be looking at this one on review up here in the booth. There's been no indication from the on-field officials, but they're holding up play, and apparently we're going to turn them loose and ready to go. Mitch Jeter for the point after try out of the hold of the punter, Kai Kroger. 13-3, South Carolina by 10. Point after try is up and good. Now the Gamecocks lead it by 11, 14-3 over Georgia. That drive took only 227, covered 80 yards in 5 plays, and was capped with a 2-yard run by the big converted quarterback wide receiver to carry on Joyner, who's listed at 6'1" and 230 from North Charleston, South Carolina. He gets it across the goal line, and South Carolina has a 14-3 edge with only 60 seconds to go in the half.
And here's a big minute in this second half. I mean, this first half right here, because you get the ball at halftime. JD talked about that before we started the ball game. Here's a chance to go down, and if you get any kind of points here, it's a success. You get a field goal, you get a touchdown, whatever it may be. Now you have an opportunity to come out of the second half with the football and jump right back into this ball game. But this is a big minute drive, and we're going to see how much confidence Kirby has in Carson Beck here to try to take him down with a minute to go.
Well, the passing game is tearing Georgia's defense apart right now. 152 for Rattler. He's only thrown 2 incompletions, 16 of 18 for a touchdown. They're kind of all over the field. They're putting it on each side of the perimeter. They go with a deep ball, and the Dogs don't really have an answer for Spencer Rattler throwing the football thus far.
And Scott, you talked about it too. He's the leading rusher. So he's running the ball and throwing it. That's a dangerous combination when you got to worry about your quarterback making plays as well.
South Carolina to tee it up on the 35 with Mitch Jeter. And 2 men back deep for Georgia, standing around the 7-yard line, Mekhi Muse and Dylan Bell. 14-3, South Carolina surprisingly with the lead here as we approach halftime. Kick by Jeter, high, hanging, end-over-end kick. Going to come down in the end zone. Georgia's going to run it out with Dylan Bell to the 10, to the 15, and down right there. Well, why not? Give yourself a chance to make a play. They get out to the 15, however, and now have 56 seconds left before halftime.
Like I mentioned, big drive here, 56 seconds. You got 1 timeout. These are the things you work on every week in practice. You went through all these scenarios in camp. So here comes your best 2-minute drive. You got to find the sidelines. You got 1 timeout. You got to find the sidelines and pick up first down. But this first play is really critical to this drive.
Cass Jones in the backfield with Beck here on 1st and 15 with less than a minute to go. Now Jones sprints out of the backfield left. Beck goes the other way to Arian Smith. Makes the catch at the 20 and tackled out of bounds by Debo Williams, the linebacker. Not out of bounds. They keep the clock moving. The gain was 5 to the 20. Dogs going quickly with 40 seconds and the clock moving. Another throw. Bowers makes the catch. scoop catch down low. Did not get out of bounds again. Caught it below the waist right around the 25-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down, however. And Georgia will use their final timeout to stop the clock with 30 seconds to go.
Throwing a quick little out route to Brock Bowers, and he comes up about a yard short. And because his momentum was taking the other way, the clock continued to run and forced Kirby to use a timeout. 30 seconds to go. You got 0 timeouts left. But you're third and a yard, pick up a first down, clock stops. Now you got to roll.
Yeah, Shock. It looks like it might be just the length of the football for a first down as well. So third and very, very close for the Dogs as we pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
That would be a chunk yardage play here.
Time for a couple maybe with 11 seconds to go on second down, second and 5 from our 46. Beck's in the shotgun with Edwards in the backfield. Sets up the throw. Beck being pressured, and he gets hit, and he will go down back at the 40. Stone Blanton, the linebacker. They brought 4, 5, maybe even 6 guys, and that's going to be the last play of the quarter. And the Dogs end it on a sack. Their guy being sacked for the second time in the game. Back at the 41, it was a loss on the play of about 5 yards. So the Dogs heading into the locker room trailing South Carolina. Upset alert. South Carolina 14 and Georgia 3. Dogs will get the ball to start the second half, or one would think. South Carolina will kick it off, but you never know what they're going to try to do. It's time for the Zaxby's halftime interview with Coach Kirby Smart. And Jeff waiting his turn down on the field for the coach, and we'll send it down there when Kirby is available. He's doing a TV hit right now, but Shock quick thoughts here on a 14-3 deficit.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear what Coach Smart has to say. I know it's all going to be about the quarterback getting him on the ground, but you have been dominated by Spencer Rattler in this South Carolina offense. Good plan coming in, a lot of stuff to the perimeter. Dogs got to find a way to get some stuff going on offense. Got a missed field goal, got some missed opportunities. You're going to have to push the pedal down in the second half.
Yes, indeed, and he'll get that locker room halftime speech. Let's go down to Jeff.
Kirby, red.
Beck in the shotgun, Edwards to his left. Lovett in motion around the backside of Beck. Handed off to Edwards. Big hole! Touchdown straight ahead, standing up. Wow, it was a huge hole. Edwards, no problem at all. Cradled the football, covered it up, and launched himself right into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the first time we have seen a huge hole right up the middle. Give big trust on the inside. Give big Ratledge on the inside. Said been praying, just walling down that left side of South Carolina's defensive line. And it's an easy walk-in from Dejon. The response you like coming out of halftime. You don't just go down to get 3 points. You shove it down their throat and get a touchdown.
I don't think the Gamecocks got a chicken leg on him that time. It was right into the end zone. That hole was gaping. 7-yard touchdown run. Georgia's going to go for 2 here. Ball's on the 3 on the far hash mark. Georgia working towards the east end zone here for a 2-point conversion. 3 receivers in a triangle formation to the right, 1 to the left. Edwards in the backfield. Now Beck backs up in the shotgun. And the play clock runs down to 0, and there's a flag.
Oh.
And the ball down to the 17-yard line, it looks like. Into the Massey-Ferguson red zone for the Dogs. Experience the straightforward, dependable tractors that will take you through the season strong. Got 8 yards, second down, almost 9 yards. Dylan Bell in the backfield now for the Dogs. Lovett in motion to the left. Snap it back to Beck. He throws it to Lovett, the motion man. He's got 2 blocks. Lovett, 15, 10, to the sideline, 5, tumble down at the 4, maybe even the 3. That's where he is, at the 3-yard line. Eamon Wari saved a touchdown, tackling Lovett at the 3 on the far side of the field. It's goal to go for the Dogs.
Exactly what you've been looking for. Nice block on the outside by Ra-Ra. And then you got Dom in space. You got to love it.
14 quick yards, hand it to Bell, left tackle, end zone, touchdown. Wait a minute, check it, flags down.
Carolina had too many people, guy running off the field. This is going to be a touchdown. They caught South Carolina trying to get off the field there.
Bell with a big gaping hole left side, angled right into the end zone on a 3-yard run. Flag at the 6 on the far side of the field. The officials are talking about it. Ken Williamson is our referee, and we'll see if we can hear his mic when he turns it on.
For him to come down with that one.
We've got Sisavon and Dan Jackson in as deep safeties for the Georgia defense. 3rd down and a mile for Spencer Rattler and the Gamecocks. Deep ball, far sideline, and intercepted, I think, Jackson. Dan Jackson in a crowd, picked it off at the 21, 22-yard line for the Dogs. 4 minutes and a second left, and Jackson has just given the Bulldogs the football, going the other way, and a chance to run out the clock and win this SEC opener.
Yeah, trying to go down the left sideline on a wheel route, and Dan Jackson playing center field back there, sees it in the air, and just goes and attacks it. Love the Dogs defense coming up big after South Carolina driving. What an unbelievable second half from this Dogs team, coming out and showing why they're number 1 in the country with a little adversity.
And shocked the freshman lineman Jordan Hall. Had a tremendous rush up the middle and got a lick on Rattler as he put that one in the air. And Dan Jackson, the walk-on from North Hall in Gainesville, picks it off for the Dogs at the 22-yard line. 4th down. No, they call it a
picked up the first down.
First down at the 24, so they reset the chains. And now snap it back to Rattler. He's got 3 receivers running out deep. And we intercepted at the 39-yard line and step out of bounds. The Dogs reached right in front of the receiver, Lewis, and stepped out of bounds. They've picked it off, and this will secure the victory. Tyke Smith, I believe, yes. He's in a crowd of red shirts on the sideline. It was hard to see him. They're putting the Savage pads on him, and he did a savage job right there. 2 late interceptions for the Dogs defense, and Georgia's going to win this ball game today with 18 seconds to go. Let's check in with Jeff on the sidelines. Attorney Ken Nugent brings you our sideline reports. Jeff.
The bench absolutely upside down. And how about the depth Georgia has at safety? Gentlemen, huge, enormous, big-time SEC win here this afternoon.
No question. As Carson Beck takes the knee, that's it. Final snap, last 10 seconds run off the clock. Bodies flood the field from both sidelines. Officials head to the locker room down to our right. Dogs with a come-from-behind win. We were down 14-3 at the half and showed pretty much nothing on offense. We came out and punched them in the mouth, and we're eating fried chicken tonight. The Dogs beat South Carolina by a final of 24-14. They really gnawed on that bone in the second half, and South Carolina had no answers. Dogs with a 10-point win. The streaks continue. For Georgia, that is 20 in a row overall now, 21 straight at home, 30 straight regular season wins, 20 straight SEC regular season wins, and now 15 in a row against the Eastern Division of the Southeastern Conference. Your final from Athens today, South Carolina falls, and they fall hard in the second half. Dogs a winner, 24-14. Back for our post-game coverage with Neil Williamson and the rest of the crew right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.